So guys, we are here at the Kisumu National Museum. I want to take you around. You'll see that Kisumu has very beautiful places. Places you should never underestimate, okay? So come with me. Let's start the journey together. Okay? Yes. Aye, asante. Aye, aye. So guys, we are at the Kisumu Museum. Let me just make you see this. Let me flip the camera. So this is an exhibition of the culture of the Luos. It's written here, do not touch items in the gallery. I'm not going to touch this, but I'm going to read for you a brief history. This is a story of Nyamgondo, son of Ombare. Ever heard of Nyamgondo, son of Ombare? Nyamgondo was one of the legendary Luo history stories. When we were growing up, our parents used to tell us so much about him. He was one poor guy. I can give you a brief history because my mom once told me about him when we were growing up during storytelling sessions. He was very poor, but once upon a time when he went to fish, one day a lady came from the lake, and the lady came with a lot of wealth. She was like a lucky gem in his life. So Nyamgondo went with the lady home. He married the woman, and the woman brought so much luck and wealth and prosperity to him. So what happened? Nyamgondo began to drink and to party a lot. So it reached a point where Nyamgondo now started making some condescending remarks to the woman who now brought good luck and fortune to his life. And then now the woman at some point could not take it because it was now a habit that became so much and too much to bear for her. And she carried everything of hers. And she decided to go back to the lake because when Nyamgondo was insulting her verbally, he told her that you're just a nothing, you're just a woman that I just picked from the middle of the ocean, from the middle of the lake. Because in this region of Nyanza, Lake Victoria is the one that is around here. So Nyamgondo was quite insulting to the woman, and he mocked her and belittling all the efforts that she had made and all the lucky charms she had brought into his life and the good fortune. So the woman got annoyed and she couldn't take it anymore. So the woman decided to take her journey back to the lake where she had come from. And you can see from this picture, there's a picture, I hope I can zoom it out. There's a picture that looks like a woman carrying a pot on her head, going back into the water, and you can see cattle following her. So the cattle that are following her are a representation. This is an artwork of the representation of the history of Nyamgondo. So every good luck that she came with, the cattle, the hens, you can see even the chicken are following. All of them are following her, going back to the lake with her because they were her lucky charm, her blessings. So she went back with them. So this is a representation of Nyamgondo's life during the suffering period as a fisherman before the woman. This is a statue of Nyamgondo's life during his suffering period. So you can see the cows, the cattle, the sheep, the goats, all were following the woman. And Nyamgondo, when he saw all this happening, now that is when reality dawned on him that he had made a very big mistake and he had lost a wonderful woman. He had lost all his lucky charm and he was left with nothing to show, back to poverty. So out of distress and pain, Nyamgondo just dried and turned into a rock, sort of a tree. Now you can see a representation of the art of this tree. This is what was left of Nyamgondo's history. So we believe that this tree is found somewhere in South Nyanza. I think it's along Gwasi or something. Along Nyanza, South Nyanza, there's this tree that is there that represents him. Actually, in real life, the tree is said to be carved, like someone who is seated and you can see the hump. So it has a representation, and it is believed that it is Nyamgondo's tree. He turned into a tree after drying up out of depression and stress after losing his wife of fortune and woman of luck. So what lesson do we learn from this story? We learn that we don't take people for granted just because they are under us or beneath us. We might take people for granted, and actually they are our destiny connectors. So Nyamgondo took the wife for granted and lost all his charm and destiny, and light was just dimmed like that. So this is a nice history in the Luo culture. I've decided to bring it raw as it is, unedited footages. So let's continue this journey and explore more of Kisumu National Museum. So naturally, Luos were warriors. I don't know if my light is sharp enough to capture some. Flash is affecting the quality of the picture. So naturally, Luos were hunters, Luos were gatherers, Luos were warriors, yeah? So that's why you see some statues representing the Luo men. They are masculine and all active and full of energy. So this is a rock, a representation of Kitmikai. Kitmikai is found somewhere in Seme, along Kombewa Road. So this is also a rich history in the Luo culture. And it was Mikai is the first wife, the first woman. In Luo, we have this saying that goes, Mikai Kiloki. You can never change a first wife. You can never replace her. She is irreplaceable. That's the right term. The first wife of your youth is irreplaceable. So this Kitmikai was a stone that was named after the first wife of a particular Luo man. I'm not very well conversant with the history behind the rich story behind it, but at least we know that it was belonging to the first wife of that guy. And this picture that I'm trying to zoom here, this is a statue of Luanda Magere. You've heard of Luanda Magere, but here at Kisumu National Museum, there is a statue. The quality of the photo is not so good, but at least you can see something looking like a human being in a distressed position, actually looking like dying. So this is Luanda Magere. I hope I can show you the representation of the spade that was used to pierce his shadow, because the woman who came into his life and sabotaged his personality and sabotaged his secret, learned that his secret was in his shadow. Luanda Magere's story is more or less similar to Samson of the Bible. The only difference is that Samson of the Bible had his strength stored in his hair, but Luanda Magere had his strength stored in his shadow. So anytime the Luos went to fight, the Luos used to fight a lot with the Kalenjins because they are just along the borderlines of the Luos, somewhere along in Nyakach. Luanda Magere was never defeated. So anytime they were fighting, he won all the battles. So the Kalenjins wondered, why is it that this person, no matter how many people we give into battle, we never really win? So they gave him a very beautiful lady to entice him, and he fell in love with the lady. The lady enticed him. You know, women are just so the lady found out, after some lovey-doveys, she found out that the guy actually revealed his secret, that his strength is rooted in his shadow. So that is what happened. The lady revealed his secret and poured out the secret to her people back in Kalenjin land. And when the Kalenjins came, they didn't even attack his body, they attacked his shadow, and that was the end of him. So you can see in this statue, Luanda Magere looks like he's falling now, the fall of a hero. And that was the end of the Luo and of the Luo reign over the Kalenjins, because the person who was holding the title of victory was now neutralized. So that is the rich history of Luanda Magere. So let's continue this journey. Some of these images might come out a bit dark, but whichever I can get clear, I'll explain, especially the ones that I know the rich history about. Meanwhile, we can just see some of the artifacts and the musical instruments that were used in the Luo culture. We have photos of the Luo culture. Luos are people who are rooted in culture. It's just now that they are a bit neutralized by the Western culture and the modernization. But naturally, they are people who upheld very high cultural beliefs, and this is called litungu. It's a musical instrument that was used to make music during the old days. Yeah, these are some of the items and artifacts found in the Luo culture. This was like a hat. Actually, this was a hat. It was worn. You see, nowadays people wear, what do you call this thing? Ladies, when you go to the beach, sun hat. I'm a beach hat. Now, this was the beach hat of the old days. These are some cultures. You know, the Luo in Nyanza, we are mixed. We are not only Luos alone. So we have variety of cultures. This is called Obokano, used by the Abagusi. Because in Nyanza, we are also mixed with the Abagusi. There are parts of Luo tribes who also live in Nyanza. So Nyanza is rich in culture. We also have Kurias living in Nyanza. So these are just naturally musical instruments from various cultures, not just one. There's the Nyatiti here. I've ever heard of the Nyatiti. The picture might not be so clear, but perhaps you can Google an image of the Nyatiti. It was used to make music, and people used to dance so much. The calabash, what people used to use back then. So in this museum, there's a lot of partitioning. We are going to also see the huts, a representation of the culture in the hut, the setup of the Luo traditional homes and how they used to behave. We call it Luo Kitgigi Timbegi. So this is more or less of a music studio. So the old age music studio used to look like this, but you can now play, pick, and if I had someone to hold the camera for me, because I'm a solo traveler, if I had someone to hold the camera for me, I would have danced myself to the ground. I have some good moves, eh? So let's continue with this journey and let's enjoy some rich Luo culture. So anytime you come to Kisumu, just pass by the Kisumu National Museum. It's only like 50 shillings drive from the main town. 50 shillings by motorbike from the main town, or even if you have your personal car, it's like less than 5 minutes drive, and you come and enjoy the rich culture of the Luos. So let us go to the other side and see what awaits us. So guys, you can see the ambience here looks so good, so peaceful. You can just come here and chill. You don't necessarily have to go into the middle of the town where it's so noisy. If you want a peaceful, calm place to wind up and just catch up some breeze about Kisumu, you can always come to the Kisumu National Museum. There is some beautiful trees here. You'll get the ambience and the feeling of this. So as we continue this journey, just stay tuned. So Bergidala means it is good. It like, how do I translate this? Bergidala, it is good for a home. It looks good for a home. So let's go and see the Luo cultural setup. There's someone who is just doing some trimming and maintaining the grass there. Guys, this place is so cool. You can just come to Kisumu, and again there's a shop somewhere over there back from where I was buying the tickets, right next to the ticketing office. You can get yourself some soft drinks. Sorry, hello. So I'm just walking towards the aquarium. I want to go into the aquarium first, then we go into the cultural home setup. It's a very interesting place to see. So this is the freshwater aquarium, you can see. Because Nyanza is surrounded by a freshwater lake, which is Lake Victoria. So today I'm gonna disappoint you a bit. The lighting is a bit challenging, but whatever we can capture, we will capture. So let me see if I can get some. I've come on a day that there's a problem with lighting. So guys, there's a problem with the power around the area. I might not really get some good footages of the aquarium because I wanted to show you the types of fish you expect to find in Lake Victoria. Unfortunately, there is no power, but I hope we'll get to do another clip sometime. But I can capture one fish here. This is a tilapia in the aquarium. I'm using my flashlight, that's why you're seeing the eyes are purple. But there are quite a variety. There's a big variety here. So anytime you get time and you pass by Kisumu, just pass by and see the types of fish you can find in the Lake Victoria. There is omena. Those who want to see omena live when it's not dead. There are lots of fish. There are some catfish. There are all types of fish. So due to the lighting issue, I'm using my flashlight, but there is a power outage in the area, which I think is being resolved. So I'm just going to skip this part for next time, and let's go straight to the homesteads, to the Luo homestead setup. You know, Luos our forefathers were naturally polygamous, and it's a very interesting culture to study and to dive into. So let us go to the Luo homestead and see what a typical Luo homestead looked like back then. Nowadays, people have embraced monogamy, and the world is changing. Economic hard times are also not allowing people to marry so many wives, but there are people who still maintain polygamy anyway. So I can see this is called kamongo. This is a live kamongo. I'm trying to zoom it out using my flashlight. It's big, and since I don't have very strong lighting here, the lights are off, the electricity is gone. I hope I'll get another opportunity to come back here one day and just show you a very nice round photo of the aquarium. But if you find time, just pass by. This is also another type of fish. This is mumi. Others call it the catfish. The catfish, the mudfish. This is the mudfish. Very delicious, especially deep fried with some kachumbari. So this is mumi. It is one of the fish that is very common and popular in the Nyanza area. So let us skip this aquarium part now. I hope I'll get another opportunity to come back and now just capture the aquarium area so nicely. But now let's skip to the big parts. So I remember when we were growing up, these are the kind of houses I grew up seeing, grass-thatched houses. But I no longer see them anyway. People have really upgraded their lifestyles. So in this hut, you'll find a rich history of the Luos. It is a grass-thatched house that represents the Luo culture. You'll find the history of the Luos, where they came from, how they settled, which regions each Luos settled. One thing I must also tell you is that Luos have different accents to each other. Luos from Siaya don't speak the same Luo accent with Luos from South Nyanza, and also from Suba, and also from Bondo. So anytime a Luo speaks, you will know this one is from which particular region, because the way they settled, there was some cultural assimilation. Like Luos from Siaya were assimilated into the Western culture because they border the Luya people. So their accent was influenced by the Luya society. So there's a way they pronounce things that don't actually sound like Luos from Bondo. And same to Luos from Homa Bay and Migori. They border the Sudanese and all that. So their accents are quite different, but they can understand each other so well and they can communicate effectively. However, you will just know, just like Swahili, we have Swahili from the coast and Swahili from Nairobi. Nairobi Swahili is somehow neutral, mixed up with Sheng. I almost said Sheng. The cultural influence is right on me. So Swahili from Nairobi is influenced with Sheng, but the one from Mombasa is influenced from the Arabs, the former Arab merchants. So, but however, either way, we just find a way of communicating and understanding each other. So this is an exhibition of the Luo homestead. So let us walk straight into this. Feel how cool this is. In fact, I've come on a very good day because the culture, the weather is weathering so nice. Everything is so green. You can even hear some drums. I'll take you to where they play the Luo cultural music and you'll see some Owalo dancing. I can hear them from where I am. I can already see the setup of the homestead from where I am. So let us just go step by step. I just love the view of these guys. Let me tell you something. I tell you a secret. I chose the life of a traveler because it's so fulfilling. And I am a solo traveler. Why? Because I'm the one who knows what I want to see. I'm the one who knows what I love. And actually, this is what I love. So making other people understand what I love is difficult. So I chose to do it my way. So if I one day find company of people who love the same things I love, then we will chase the same goals I have. You see? But chase your lion, because if you catch your lion, the victory is yours. And if your goal is too small, I love the lessons I learned from this book called Chase the Lion. It challenged me and told me, if your goal is too small, I'm going to interrupt you a bit. We just see a setup of an ordinary Luo shamba where they plant. Luos plant, by the Luos are farmers. It's just that modernization and culture has taken Luos to the town, most of them, but back in the countryside they do farm. There are people who even send money in there, and there are people and their relatives farm for them. So back to the story. Chase the Lion taught me that if your goals are too small, if you don't set God-sized goals, then you're as good as dead, because you don't die. From that book I learned, you don't die the day your heart stops beating. You actually die the day your dreams stop ceasing or stop living. The day you decide to kill your dreams and to silence your dreams, that is the actual death date, not the one written in the death certificate. So that book pushed me to want to live my life and to live it so right, and to see my goals and my dreams come true without taking much time. So I decided this is the life I want. I want to chase my dreams because I love to travel. I love to travel. Who doesn't anyway? There are people who don't love to travel, but I don't think there are so many, because everybody loves to travel. Traveling exposes you to so many good things, culture, food, good new friends. You see, some nice peace of mind. And this is what I love. So we are here in a typical setup of a Luo homestead. So this is what the Luo culture looked like generally back in the days. So we can see there are some very many huts. Our ancestors used to have so many wives. And in this setup you'll find there is wife 1, wife 2, wife 3. Because most of them, they married 2 wives. One who tried would do 3. So in this culture, in this place, there's a demonstration using an assimilation or as just an animation of Mzee Odero's homestead. So Mzee Odero typically had 3 wives, Mikai being the first wife, Nyachira being the second wife, and Reru being the third wife. Actually, most people don't even know the third wife's name in Luo, but the third wife is called Reru, the second wife is called Nyachira, and the first is Mikai. So let us dive into the homesteads and see how the setup used to be like. And in any Luo typical homestead, there must be something called abila. Abila is a cow shed or a pen where livestock and cows were kept. So with the Luo culture, I believe this is good. This will teach you something. We Luos, we were rich in culture. So let us start from this hut over here. Oh, I can hear those birds. Oh, louder. Guys, are you hearing that bird? Let me move closer to the tree. I want to move closer to the tree so that you hear that bird. This is the feeling of home that we love. I can't see it, but naturally they love to make those sounds in the morning in the countryside. So anytime you're in the countryside, you'll hear those birds. So let us come. This is a setup of the first son's hut. Doesn't have anything inside anyway. Doesn't have much. It's just a hut. No exhibition. So the first son used to build on the right hand side of the first wife's house, or of the goat wife. So the first son must build on the right hand side. So the Luo culture had granaries where they stored their food. It was called dero. This one was just a sample of the dero. I think it has stayed for so long, but it's a sample of dero. And then they used to store granaries. What do you call? They used to store cereals, beans, maize. So they never went hungry. And then they wakiongeza na the fish. This is the second wife's hut. Just an example of the second wife's hut. It doesn't have much, but I won't mind going in. It has been maintained so well and very clean and very neat. You can see. So this was just a typical setup of a second wife's hut, and this was the sleeping area. These things, don't underestimate them. These are called then. There are Luos who called them then. Others called them bero. Others called them orindi. I told you in the Luo culture we have different accents. So others will call this then. Others will call it bero. Others will call it orindi. But we all know what it means when we see. We can see cultural dancers are around. We'll get entertainment a bit after we are done with this session. Let me see. Mikai. Mikai is typically the first wife, as I told you earlier. So this is Mikai. Let us dive in to Mikai's house. It's quite dark. Let me check if I have another spotlight, so that I can use to, let me check. I think I have another spotlight which I can actually use to light up the room, so that at least we get some clear images or views, because there are some pots around here which represent the ancient time cooking tools, the former cooking tools. I might call them the ancestors' cooking tools. Trying to light up my torch, my spotlight, to see. if this will help. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you, madam?
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
I'm just enjoying some cultural videos here.
Karibu sana.
Nikitaka mudance ni how much?
You will appreciate with something from your heart.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, that was what I was coming to tell you.
All right.
Yeah, so ukimaliza just come this side.
Sawa. Aya. So this, you can see pots. You can see so much here. You can see, I'm trying to use a spotlight because the hut is quite dark. You know, today the weather is not sunny, but it's also not cold and it's not rainy. So it's hapo katikati. So you know that kind of a weather. I'm not getting satisfactory sunlight inside a dark place. So I think that's it. We are going to enjoy some cultural dance. I want to take part in some cultural dance because I love culture so much. And we had seen the Wei Maduong, the first son, the Mikai. Now that is the Nyachira's house. That is Nyachira, and then there is Reru. So we are not going to go inside of them because it's dark, but at least I've shown you a typical setup. So every wife would have her own granary, as you've seen, because every wife would work hard in their shambas and store their own food. And then there was that cow shed called Dero. So this is typically a setup of the Luo culture. So let me just go to enjoy some cultural dance, and then we'll catch up later. That is the Dero. Okay, good. I've now gotten a good view of the Dero. That is the Dero. See the typical, someone is slashing to maintain the compound. This is good. That is the Dero where some animals were kept, the goat, the sheep, the cow. Now, it doesn't have to be that size in every house or homestead. Now, you could make yours according to the number of cattle that you hold. So let me just go and enjoy some cultural dance to seal this session. So guys, we are done. We are done with the dancing session. I'm good at shaking, huh? So that's it for today. I will catch up with you in the next one. Subscribe guys, subscribe, follow, share, support this channel to grow. I want to share with you more travel videos. Don't you want to learn about these things and to visit these nice places? So subscribe guys, so that we can travel together. And if you want to be my travel buddy, feel free to reach out. Say something in the inbox, comment section. You can plan ahead. There's no harm. So I just want to tell you guys that I love you so much. It's because of you guys that I'm doing this video, so that we get to learn how much of a beautiful country we do have. Actually, we have a very wonderful country and a wonderful county for that matter. So my fellow Kenyans, if you're planning to visit Kisumu, don't hesitate. Straight from the airport, you can connect. Straight from the bus terminus, you can connect. So if you come by road, just search in your Google Maps, Kisumu National Museum, and you'll come straight to this point. Our governor has done a very wonderful job. Kisumu is very clean, very neat. It's a place you would want to even visit with a friend. So if you're planning a road trip, I always tell you, travel. Money returns, money comes back, but time doesn't. Because you will reach old age and you'll realize all these things you are gathering, they are not necessary. The most important things you could have gathered are your memories. What memories did you create for yourself? What memories did you create for your family? What memories did you leave behind? The good deeds, the kind deeds. So today I just tagged you along in this Kisumu National Museum tour. So next time I'll take you to another area or another location. But support this channel to grow guys, so that we can go to bigger places together. Okay? So the hashtag down there is Winnie's Travel Vlog. Me, I love to travel. It is my hobby. It is what I love to do. And I don't regret any moment I spend traveling or any amount I spend traveling. Because money always comes back, but time doesn't. Yesterday, you were 20-something. Today, you are 30. When you're waiting for enough time, let me get to 40, then I'll start traveling. By the time you reach 40, perhaps you don't even have the health to even do so. You know, health is also an investment. It's also a form of wealth. So do it. Do it, guys. Don't be afraid. Do what you love. Start now. And your future will thank you for it. So for now, I'm done with this video. I just want to tell you guys, thank you for the love. Thank you for your support. Let's do this together. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Follow, 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 and like. See you guys in the next one. God bless you. I love you all.